I am deeply interested in what is going to happen to legacy systems as artificial intelligence begins to rapidly take over the world. And, and when I say rapidly, I mean most people that are aware of what artificial intelligence is have tried it at least once. By AI, I am most specifically speaking to large language models or LLMs like ChatGPT or Claude's or Anthropic's Claude or Google's Gemini. I find it so fascinating, like incredibly fascinating, how artificial intelligence is essentially upending legacy systems. And one of these most interesting areas where it is actually affecting these systems is schools and pretty much the entire education system, from primary education to college education. Now, I'm just a guy. I'm not, I don't have a PhD or anything like that. I'm just talking tech and AI. But I find this really interesting. So you've got students that are submitting essays to professors. They're submitting essays to teachers that are written entirely by ChatGPT. And the crazy thing is, you can write these essays with ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and you can make it so that they effectively, like, you can get it to write in a specific style. Like, you can upload your own writing, and you can get Claude and Gemini, ChatGPT to reflect your own writing. Like, it'll look at your writing, analyze it, and then it'll use those patterns of your own speech to write an essay in the way you would write an essay. So it's pretty damn near impossible for teachers and professors to be able to check, did an artificial intelligence write this essay? It's text, right? It's plain text. There isn't really any watermarks you can put inside there. Like, you could, like, for example, the most obvious watermark that a essay was written by ChatGPT is a lot of M dashes. If you see a incredible amount of M dashes, there is a high chance that the essay was written by ChatGPT. However, there are people out there who, unfortunately for them, love writing with M dashes and have been completely demolished because so many professors and teachers have thought their essays were written with artificial intelligence. They've been flagged for that many times. And they may have actually written their entire essay without using AI by hand, and they just happened to like M dashes and they just got screwed over. So if you're one of those people, I sympathize with you. I feel bad for you. And I hope that you're working through this grieving process. It's pretty crazy though. Like, artificial intelligence has pretty much demolished essay writing, which is sad, because unless students are testing kids by writing essays on demand in the school classroom without any technology being in the room. Like, you have to go into a classroom, you have to check your phone somewhere, and you need to not have access to any computer. This is essentially the only way you could learn to write an essay, or like be tested for writing an essay. Like, I can't see another way you could really do that. And even if you guys want to say, oh, but you could just do oral testing, you could just have the person see if they could understand the information they need to know beforehand, and they could just do an oral exam. Well, think about it this way. The person could essentially just have, Googled it with AI beforehand, read the AI summary, and then just did the oral report after and just summarized it. Unless there was a removal of technology, like the individual didn't have a phone on them, they didn't have access to a computer, they didn't have access to an AI. And the crazy thing is, these legacy systems, these schools and colleges are not keeping up with advancements in AI. Like, they are so far behind. Like, there is just, the bigger the organization is, the slower it moves. And it's crazy how fast small companies have been able to adapt and employ AI in their own workspaces, and that's like increasing their output like in multitudes. It's fascinating to me. I'm curious how are these large institutions going to incorporate artificial intelligence into their systems, and how well are they going to incorporate them into their systems? Because for a long time, like even secondary education, like if you want to go get a college degree or a university degree, there's a lot of people now who feel very strongly that those degrees have become useless. And I'm not saying that they are. I mean, there is still value in education and in learning, but they're like, when I went to college, I took time to learn a skill set, and the skill set I was learning, the about 50% of the course load that I did, maybe even 60% of the course load, was irrelevant to the job that I was going into. Completely irrelevant. It had not been updated in over 5 years. It was crazy. It was like the things we needed to learn that were important to the job were not there inside the core program. And I find that crazy that like institutions are not keeping up with the speed of technology. And I mean, how could they? They're so big and bloated and filled with bureaucracy and red tape that like it's no surprise that they can't. Which makes me wonder, is AI going to unravel so many of these legacy systems? One of them being school, the other one being government. Like even government is going to struggle to keep up with enacting policies in regards to artificial intelligence. Now, I'm not one to get political on this channel. I don't really want to. However, this is just an observation in sense of, and governments in general, doesn't matter which government, but can governments in general even keep up with the speed of artificial intelligence and the rate it's developing? Because it's developing wicked fast. And now Claude Code is being written by Claude Code. Like they're getting AI to write their own artificial intelligence for the next generation. It's getting better. And the programming that's coming out of these models, like it's crazy. Like I've used these models for programming before, and it's so much faster and so much more effective than I could ever write code that I can't even see a reason to even bother learning the code. Well, if you're just going to be scripting, at least, like if you're going to be learning how to develop an application, you should know what the heck it is you're doing. But if you're just writing a script, scripting especially, if you just need to write a script to execute a macro to do like a specific task in a computer, like getting ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini to write that code for you is like, it's a no-brainer. It's like, why not? It's going to save you so much time. You don't need to learn how to write, in Python or whatever language you want to use. And you just generate something, just done. So I'm fascinated by how artificial intelligence is going to affect the world. It's going to affect these legacy systems that exist. It's going to affect the world economy. Like it is very interesting to me. My attention is fully hooked because it's changing it right now. It's changing it whether people are noticing or not. Like there's millionaires being made by the day with artificial intelligence, being able to employ things that they could not do before. It's giving people power they never had the power beforehand to be able to execute things they could never execute before. People with ideas are now able to execute ideas they just couldn't. They didn't have the skill sets or the tools to be able to do certain things. Like, imagine not only more influencers, but more video game developers, more businesses for small niche businesses, more products, more blogs, more everything. Like, it's crazy. Like this is a massive accelerant to so many different industries. And yes, artificial intelligence is broken in many ways. It is not perfect. It does hallucinate. It does output bad code. It does output completely wrong statements. And so it needs to be scrutinized and evaluated every time you get an output, especially in sensitive industries like healthcare. But in general, like in broad sweeping strokes, it is providing far more value than it is providing little value. It just depends on like if you know how to use it or not, and if you're using it for things that would help you make your life better. I mean, if you're using it for analyzing things, I find that it's not super great at analysis. I've used it for analysis on a lot of different areas. Sometimes it gives you something useful, sometimes it doesn't. But ideation, coming up with ideas, man, like it can come up with some really sophisticated ideas that you can employ, like even for making YouTube videos. Like if you want to start a YouTube channel today and you just sucked at coming up with ideas, you could just get an artificial intelligence to generate ideas for you, get the artificial intelligence to generate the script, and then you could get an AI to audibly say the script, and then you could generate video to like put that on top of the script to match the what's exactly happening in the script to the exact time. Like you could do all that. You could do everything with an AI. You wouldn't even have to talk. You wouldn't have to say anything. And you could start a YouTube channel that way, and you could grow it, and you could probably get a lot of subscribers, because if your content was providing value to people, even if it was AI, even though there's people who don't like AI content and don't want to watch it, there are still people who don't care and will watch it, and the channel will grow. So this is a pretty crazy world we're living in right now, and this is literally we haven't even like got past the tip of the iceberg of how this is going to impact the world. Like really. Like we've only been cooking with AI for what, but like 3 years? What was it? 2022? Is that kind of when it hit? Okay, it's 2026 now. Wow, that went by fast. 4 years. We've been cooking with AI for about 4 years. Like publicly, when it became publicly available, when GPT 3.0 hit, right? 4 years of AI. Where are we now? I mean, GPT 3.0, not that useful. GPT 4.0, getting useful. GPT, what are we, 4.5? I don't even remember what version we're on. 5.2, we're on 5.2. It is now decently useful. And people were still using it beforehand. Like I was using it. Like it was very useful for writing. Incredibly. I'm curious if you do use artificial intelligence, please let me know in the comments below how you use it. If you care to share, I would love to know if you have found useful ways for using it that is outside of, just in general writing, if you found it useful for analysis, because I have not yet. And what your thoughts are on how it might affect legacy systems, because I am very invested in finding out, like, does this effectively like cripple legacy systems, and we're going to see new, smaller, like private corporations that are created for educating people, that is like hyper specified and hyper specialized to helping someone learn to do new tasks and skills? I'm curious. I'm very, very, very curious. Love to hear your thoughts, and thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one.